Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. My name is Patience and this is Party Space. If you're stopping for the first time, welcome, and welcome to my returning subscribers. I always appreciate it whenever you guys come back. Thank you for your support. So as you guys must have seen the previous video I made, I said I was going to come back with the part 2 and the part 3. No, with the part 3 and the part 4. You guys saw the part 1 and part 2. You saw what ignited whatever fire is going on, is burning right now. The fire, it's like it's spreading so far. I don't know how this family got into this situation they are in presently. It's not funny at all. It's not funny. I will start by saying a wise person in my life once told me that always separate family from business, and that is what these people, PSquare, Jude, that is what they should have done a long time ago. It's not their fault. They're trying to put everything in the family. They're trying to like make everyone get a piece of the pie, get employment there, because get employment from the talent of the twin brothers. There's nothing wrong there. Everything is wrong when there is greed. They say money is the root of all evil, but I don't think money is actually the root of all evil. The greed in humans is actually the root of all evils. And as you can see, greed is one of the things that must have started. I'm just thinking that greed is one of the things that must have started all this quarrel, this fight between siblings. I know siblings fight, siblings quarrel, but to get to a situation that is this bad and they have to bring it to the internet space, it's alarming. It's really alarming. From what Peter from PSquare said, and most of you must have known that Whitney Houston was managed, the late Whitney Houston was managed by her father. Usher Raymond was managed by the mother. Whitney Houston fired her father. Usher Raymond fired the mother. And what Beyonce was actually managed by the father as well, and she also fired the father as well. And when people tell you always separate family from business, they know what they are talking about, because things like this has been playing on for a very long time. So if you listen to what Peter is saying, you can actually read in between the lines. You can tell that Jude, the elder brother, is actually the problem. Jude has been milking the two boys as if they are cash cows, and that is not good. From one of the things Peter said that he wanted, like he didn't want, there's nothing wrong for him to say he didn't want Jude to be their manager. They should have kept Jude aside, and he was willing to like continue the journey of the PSquare with his brother, with his twin brother. There was a statement that Peter made about some people from Paul's camp telling him what happened before Paul came to his house to talk to the wife Lola, that Paul was involved in a fight with the elder brother Jude before he eventually came to see the wife while he was on his way back from Atlanta. That says a lot about who that Jude is. And I don't know, if I may say, I don't know if for them to settle whatever fight that went on between Paul and Jude, Jude must have promised him, if you stand by me, I'll make sure that a high percentage of the money is going to come to the both of us. Let's just sideline Peter. From what I got from whatever is going on between these people, these siblings, is that Peter was sidelined. And he doesn't like it, and he doesn't like a situation whereby it's a situation of monkey they walk, babu they chop. Why will Jude be getting a high percentage of what the brothers are earning? Like, I don't know. And one vital question that Paul asked when Peter asked when Paul said the brothers should keep managing them, he was like, for 5 years we've been away from the boat, like we were not PSquare. While I was doing my own solo music and you were doing your own solo music, why did Jude, our brother, not manage you? Why did he not manage? If his managerial skills, like in the entertainment industry, is really good, why did he not manage you? That was a good question that Peter asked. At this point, Peter has been asking questions, and I see nothing wrong when someone asks questions, and when you're saying things that are wrong and you're asking questions, there's nothing wrong. But Jude, the brother, because of the greed in him, it's like, oh, I have to manage you, I have to do this, like the open eye elder brothers used to do. Like, I really don't understand. He's the one milking these guys, milking them as if they're cash cows. If Jude had taken, if Jude had kept away from being the manager, I think these brothers, they would have been together still in the line of making music together as a twin, as a set of twin, and as a duo. Like, he said a lot of things. The things like when when what's his name, Paul throws shades at him and all the rest. And you guys know the beginning of this saga that started in this year 2026 is the same Paul throwing shade at Peter, the brother, who made him to start throwing shade at his brother. Like, I don't understand. This Peter, he wanted to experience brotherhood. Like, he told his brother, let's keep music aside. Let me experience you one-to-one as a brother. And that is what this boy has been lacking. That is what he has been lacking. Maybe in his head, he will be thinking, is it this music thing that is keeping us together to remain as brothers? Let's keep the music thing aside. Let's keep business aside. Can we really relate as brothers? And that is the experience that this Peter has been longing for. I don't know what you guys think. I'm going to be playing the parts, part 3 and the part 4, so that we'll continue from there. What do you guys think? Do you think what is going on now is, do you think what is going on right now is something that was caused by the brother Jude, or Jude and Paul came together to sideline Peter and they are the ones igniting this fire, like igniting it to continue to burn? Let me know in the comment section. Thank you very much for stopping by to watch. I'll see you in my next one, which will be coming very soon. Please don't forget to like and don't forget to subscribe. Bye bye. I'll see you soon.
I knew something was wrong. Since I don't bank with Zenith, I don't bank with EcoBank. I bank with FCMB. I call my account officer. I said, hey, bro, I say, please, I need statement of account of our FCMB non-sign entertainment. He says he's not the account officer, but am I a director? I said, yes. And I said to me, he looked at it and I said, well, Peter, you're not a signatory. I said, that's it. He said, no, he can't send it to me. He said, do me a favor. Look at this account. What did you see? What did you notice? He looked at it. He said, I can see it. Money is going in. But I can't say it. Let me just send you a screen grab a page and send to you. So he screen grabbed the page and sent to me. And I noticed something. A new PSquare breakup was on the 22nd September. Within that period, because there was an open, I sent out an open letter for the breakup that time, 2017. But something happened July, on the 16th of July or 26th of July. I'll put it up there. You see where an individual paid money within 2-3 days. The person paid about $25,000 something dollars. It's an aggregator. They pay for more like royalties. In 3-4 days time, 2 individuals split that money into 2. Who are those? Look at it there. Paul and Jude. And I saw a place where Jude actually sent that $5,000 to Paul, sent I think 15 or 20,000 to himself. I knew something was going on. And I asked him, I said, can you send me? He said he can't. What did I do? I went to our general lawyer. I showed it to him. He said, this is wrong. But let me find out from Jude. I walked up to Paul and Jude. This is the response Jude gave him. So because of 12,850, I'm good because probably no problem. My Paul will contribute the money and give me. No. It doesn't work that way. I know people will say, because of money, they fight. If that money was not important, why would they steal it from me? Let's be very honest. Like I said, even as people are watching this video, they will be insulting me. I'm used to it. I get this skin now, but I will still say my truth. This is the first time I'm coming out. That type are the type, but I'll say it. Anybody who don't like her, I don't send. Now, while that was going on, the lawyer came back to me and said, Peter, I beg, I don't want me PSquare get a problem again. I said, this is not PSquare issue. This is transparency. I need to know what's going on. Something is fishy. While that was going on, PSquare were on top in Europe. I didn't want to disturb myself about it. We then finally took PSquare catalog and gave it to the same distribution guys that handled Mr. P and Road Boy. Probably they thought I was suspecting something, decided to let go of it. We gave it to them. First month of, they said they're going to start paying royalties after certain weeks. I received some thousands of dollars, which I've never received as a royalty. In fact, I've never received dollars as royalty for PSquare. It has been every quarter. I collected like 3 million, 4 million. That was it. Every quarter. This time I saw thousands of dollars. When the people sent it to me, I said, is this money for the three of us? They said, no, it's for me. That they've sent for Jude, they sent for Paul. I'm supposed to be happy. I need to find out who has been collecting this money. Yes. I walked up to Paul. Did you receive some amount? He said, yes. Please. This amount that you received, who has been collecting it? He said, I'm supposed to be happy that money just got. I said, I am. But I didn't know, why am I getting this large sum of money? I said, Peter, I don't know what you're making, I tell you. I went to Jude. This is where Jude made the biggest mistake. When I confronted Jude, he said to me, am I looking for my royalties? I said, something like that. I said, something like that. So I should go and meet South African people that I signed with. They are with my royalties. Did I meet South African people when PSquare broke up? I did. Did I sign something with them? I did. But they were not collecting royalties because Jude refused them access. He said Jude refused them. All they could collect was mechanicals in their own radio station within their own territory. I guarantee that this mechanical, within that 5 years that even PSquare broke up, they never even sent me even $2,000. Yeah. And I walked up to Jude and said, never collected anything. So I should go and meet the people. I called the people. They stood on their right. Send me a document that they've never collected any royalties for Peter. Questions started coming up on my side. Now I knew that we signed iRocking.com, a company called Sasem in France, which I was one who got that deal. But those ones, they pay artists directly. They don't even want to pay any management. So what that means, They get the money, they pay Peter and Paul, they split the money into two. If we want to share 3 ways, there should be a document that says, Peter, if you collect this money, Paul, put in this account. That's the same. The other company is Free Me Digital. Those are the ones that paid that naira I was talking about every quarter. When I contacted those guys that are paying these royalties, the way I was telling them, where is this money coming from, they said to me, Peter, is the money too small? Don't worry, there are still more people. So people will notice that people sign with April. It seems like I only knew that we signed people paying us royalties, only 2 or 3 companies. I didn't know there were 11 of them. If you come ahead, come for me. I hear people say, this money, you don't already get money. Why are you bothering yourself? No. Every penny must be accounted for. It's a pure betrayal. I'm still heading somewhere. Now, on my own, I started thinking, what's the best way to go about this? I walked up to Paul. I said, this is what is going on. Jude said, my royalty will show people. But Peter, there is nothing. Now, Paul always want to play ignorant, which I don't blame him. I've already had in mind that something was going on. Probably I'm trying to see, to prove to Paul that, Paul, see what has been happening. And I contacted those guys paying royalties. They mentioned to me Northside, but it was not Northside Entertainment. That's the people they collected the royalty from. It was supposed to be Northside Entertainment. That's how I overheard Northside Music. I walked up to Paul. Paul, have you heard about Northside Music? So share our own Northside Entertainment. I said, what about Jude? Paul checked. Say it not be Jude. Say Jude owns Northside Inc. I should go and check City Amonga's album. I went to City Amonga's album. Paul was the one who told me to go and check City Amonga's album. Guys, look at City Amonga's album. All you see is Northside Inc. It was not Northside Music. So who then owns Northside Music? I walked up to Jude. Jude, I spoke to you about Northside Music. He said to me, oh, all he can tell me is, so people in South Africa are no mine. Royalty. People don't tell me I check Cynthia Morgan album. What did I see? Northside Inc. So why am I asking him that question? I left. Now, until one of the aggregators sent a representative, the people that want to buy PSquare catalog, to come to the house. He sat here. He said I should tell Paul to come. Say, yo, Peter, please, we cannot go from people wanting to buy you guys catalog for a certain amount. Now they can't even buy some amount. We need the original back end. I looked at Paul. This is what came out of Paul's mouth. And I know Peter is, I've told you he's suspecting Jude. I said, Peter didn't tell me anything. What are you talking about? Peter, what's going on? I said, Paul, go ahead. While that topic was going on, I looked at Paul. I said, Paul, I know something is wrong, but I'm not going to say anything. There's a route you guys don't want me to go to. I don't want to go that route. So I said, Peter, what do you say? Let me talk to my brother. While I was saying that, Paul stood up. Say he's coming. Where are you going to? We're having a meeting. I said, I leave him. Paul left. He was looking at me, what are you suspecting? I said, I think Paul has gone to go tell you that Peter don't catch them. He said, wow. Then now showed me a message where the guys that wanted to buy the catalog say, I saw PSquare royalty, so amount. Is there something that they are hiding away from us not to see? Or is there something they are not telling them? While we were waiting, nearly about 40 minutes, Paul came back. Thank you, Paul. Come and say, Peter, see you. That time we break up. See what happen. See what happen. I told Paul, how far? This is Paul's response. I just go see Jude. I thought you wanted to go and see him to discuss. No, there's nothing like that. I said, Paul, he cannot allow me to go where I want to go. This was Paul's words. Where you want to go? I said, I never know. I said, Peter, go and do your worst. My twin brother told me, Peter, go and do your worst. In his words. Quote me. In my house. I left. I went upstairs. And again, I can guarantee you guys, the more people are watching this video, most of you guys won't even watch it. They will start insulting me, but like I said, I'm used to it. But I will say my truth. I guarantee you that what these guys did to me, none of you will take 1%, 1/4 of it. None of you guys will take it. If I talk, they will say, but you guys are blood brothers. So we're not brothers when these crimes were committed. Like we're not brothers. Let me head back to the story. Now, on my own, I have to start investigating. I've already known that something is wrong. For that last word, Peter, go and do your worst. I started trying to dig out how to get Northside Entertainment statement account. So I did my investigation. While I was doing it, this was then after the election. I mean, there was a thing going on. Yabo Joe said, government came out and said she's owing certain amount for tax. We said, because we support P2B, maybe they want to do the same thing to us. Next thing, they brought tax and said, me, I'm owing 5-something million. I think Paul's one is 40-something, Jude 50-something. I said, I've been paying my tax. But I don't know that when I pay, they assume it's for the 3 building. So the guy handling the tax called me and said, Peter, after a few days, I said, Peter, I have good news. I said, what? That Jude that is owing almost 50-something million, Jude can now pay only 5 million. I said, why? That Jude was able to prove that since PSquare broke up, he only earns royalties, doesn't do anything. I said, which company? They say Northside. I said, PSquare money is different from Mr. P and Road, but when we break up. So, you should use the same Northside, since we're also Northside for us. He said, how do I prove it? I said, me and Paul are also. I went upstairs and I brought CAC document of Northside Entertainment. The guy looked at it. He was on the phone. I said, can I see the statement of account that you say you use for Jude, which is our company? The mistake the guy did was to hand me over his phone, and I opened it. It was Northside Music. I was right all this while. It was not Northside Entertainment. It was not Northside Inc. Now, if you insult me, now the way they insult me, I guarantee you, say, even if they serve you and your friend food, put 2 meat, your friend just carry 2 meat chop, you go fight her. You know, so that 2 meat belongs to now. If I talk, they say they fight your brothers because of money. We'll get there. I took the phone, transferred the statement of account to my laptop, to my phone. Thank God it was iPhone, so I airdropped them and went upstairs. Because of what I saw. I'll pull up the account. Up. Look, guys, look at it. It's Northside Music. He said Northside Music. Paul denied he doesn't know. Fine. And Jude never told me anything about Northside Music. In fact, he actually denied it. Because he said to me, people tell me about Northside Inc. And I may get. I check. everybody that paid money inside the account were all aggregators. And remember, the statement of account was between 2017 till 2023. From 2017 to 2023. That was what Jude presented to Lagos State government. So for that 2017-2023, aggregators have paid you nearly $1.2 million of our royalties. The question here, how did aggregators left our company, Northside Entertainment, and start paying to Northside Music? Somebody should explain that to me. There's no way. Telling the company stop paying to Northside Entertainment, there should be a documentation that says Peter, Paul, and Jude agreed to stop paying to Northside Entertainment, start paying to Northside Music. Who signed on my behalf? This is the highest betrayal. Call it family man. Families don't steal from their family. Families do not steal from their family. Family protect family. Now the question is, this crime, when did it start? PSquare broke up 2017, September. You gave Lagos State government statement of account. They started 2017, January. Does that mean that account have been diverting our money even before PSquare broke up? Go and check the letter I used in dismantling PSquare then. It was in September 2017. But you sent Lagos State statement of account of Northside Music that you're already paying royalties on, that I was never part of. Now the question is Paul involved? Now the question is Paul involved? Okay, the next thing I did was involve a lawyer. I knew it was a fight. When I got a lawyer, I still gave it a chance. I approached Paul once again in his house. I said, Paul, I pray say this you don't know about that. Say, what am I talking about? Say, better you come clean. Trust me. So what do I mean? Who do plus and minus? Whatever I don't take from me, no problem. We'll calculate that. Tell me how I'll get that. We'll sell our catalog, remove my money, give me. I don't want problem. Say to me, I doesn't know what I'm talking about. He walked up. That shows that he doesn't know anything. The lawyer came. We prepared a petition. In that petition, he now made a petition against Paul and Jude. I said, no. Paul's not involved here. I said, remove Paul's name. He removed it. I said, remove Jude's name. See, they don't understand. I said, remove Jude's name. Focus on the company, Northside Music. So the petition was against Northside Music. That's even in court. The case is about concerning Northside Music and federal government. When I wrote that petition, it took the law enforcement agency at least 6 months to investigate. I'm not sure if you guys remember, after my open letter and the whole EFCC, when I talked about the EFCC, when I posted about it, how Jude came on live to say that he was shocked that I wrote petition against him, and I still came to his house to play with his kids. That's how wicked I am. No, Jude. Point of correction. I took the company that you claim you have nothing, you know nothing about, you and Paul. I wrote petition against the company. I needed answers. So 6 months after the law enforcement agency